Summerslam review. Here we go. Brock's back. Brood's back. Becky's back. Big John lost. What else happened?
This pay-per-view almost. This pay-per-view almost put me in a coffin. I was almost sleeping next to Benoit.
Yeah,
but we'll go. It got better towards the end, but you see when you have to wait like about 3 hours into a pay-per-view for something decent to happen. That's when you know
the start of this pay-per-view feels like a decade ago.
Yep. So we kick off pre-show match. Big E defeats Baron Corbin. It's what it is.
I'd actually put this on the main card if had a few matches you could have.
Yeah, there was definitely a few better. This is better than a few matches on the show. Baron Corbin loses possession of the Money in the Bank briefcase. Big E's got it back, and it is what it is. Maybe Corbin can try and steal it again on SmackDown. Who knows? Then we move on to the first official match of the night. RK Bro, Randy Orton and Riddle basically taking on AJ Styles in a handicap match. Almost was technically in the match, but didn't really get involved. Don't think he ever got tagged in. I mean, I could be wrong. I know he did some stuff on the outside, but well, he might have been tagged into the match at one point. But I mean, it's basically AJ carrying this guy. I've said it once, I've said it again. I just don't see the point of AJ and Omos. I think it's a terrible partnership, terrible matchup. So here, glad that Rated RKO won. I thought the finish to the match was good. Riddle with the Riddle got chokeslammed on the apron, then he threw Omos into the ring post. AJ Styles did the springboard somersault DDT to the outside on Riddle. Riddle sold it as if he was dead.
Neck breakers, no?
No, it was a reverse DDT.
Alright, fair enough.
Riddle sold it as if he was dead. It reminded me of RVD and his cold concussion thing back in ECW 2007. Then AJ goes for the flying forearm. He missed it. Orton goes for the RKO. AJ counters it. Then AJ went for another maneuver. Can't really remember what it was. Orton hits the RKO and gets the win. And Rated RK Bro celebrate. The new champs. Good to see. Opening match was alright. It was pretty good. Done the job.
Yep, it definitely did. And then the next match that did not do the job, we had Eva Marie being defeated by Alexa Bliss. Doudrop was definitely the worst part about this match, which is hard when Eva Marie's having a match, but good night. This was fucking awful. It probably went about 10 minutes too long and only lasted about 8, and that's kind of my thoughts on it.
Didn't really achieve much, apart from it looks like Doudrop is breaking up, I guess, with Eva Marie. After the match, she announces that, and the loser of the match, Eva Marie. So,
I think she is somebody. Yeah. I wanted to jump through the screen and fucking bar her.
And then she wore Eva Marie's robe, and I fucking don't know how she. I mean, Eva Marie must have wore a robe to the ring that was about 10 times too big for her, because there's no way Doudrop was managing to fit in her robe. Definitely not. But yeah, lackluster match, terrible build. I'm not surprised it didn't deliver. Just under 4 minutes, whatever. Then with Damian Priest versus Sheamus for the WWE United States Championship. Didn't really care about this match.
But I think the right guy won.
Didn't do nothing for me. Damian Priest goes over. In the end, he rips off Sheamus' face mask, which just seems like a bit of a heel thing to do, in my opinion. And then it looks like Sheamus maybe broke his nose again. Damian Priest gets the win. And hopefully his first title defense isn't against The Miz or John Morrison, because fuck me, he's been feuding with those guys for 8 months, and I can just kind of see it on Raw right now, tomorrow night or Monday night on Raw. I can just sense that Damian Priest taking on The Miz for the United States Championship. I just wasn't interested, right? I mean, the match, I wasn't bad, but didn't do nothing for me.
But the right guy won. Next up we had... What was it?
The Usos defending the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
They won. That is really odd.
The Mysterios. I don't know how many times I've ranted on Dominic. Just split these two up, right? They've got the father-son title reign over with now. It's a cool wee thing to say they held the belts, but just move Dominic to NXT, right? The guy's obviously not cut out to be on SmackDown, which is the A show at the moment. It's the #1 show. It's on Fox. And he's weakening Rey Mysterio. He's diluting him. It's like... It's fucking... I was going to say it's like having Charlie Haas next to Shelton Benjamin, but that's harsh on Charlie Haas. Like, it's just...
He's not even that good.
No. Can we just split these two up? The Usos win again. The right decision here, probably. But didn't really care about this. Up next, we have Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. But in fact,
wait, she's got COVID.
That's not well. We don't know. Maybe she's just fucking being punished at this stage.
Could be. Carmella though comes out. Crowd's no happy about it. Out comes Becky Lynch. They didn't sound too much happier, to be honest. And then after like an awkward couple of minutes, we get the match. The last 20 seconds, she wins with the the manhandle slam.
Yeah,
Rock
basically tricked Bianca Belair into shaking her hand, then sucker punches her, then hits the rock bottom, beats Bianca Belair in about 28 seconds, and becomes the new WWE SmackDown champion. They made this return to be a lot bigger than it was. Michael Cole says one of the biggest stars in the world. I mean, how?
If you're one of the biggest stars in the world, to me you're like top 10, or if you want to push it like 25, right? Which means if you're that high up, then like literally at least half the world must know who you are. A recognizable name, like everyone knows who The Rock is.
Yeah, unless you're living under a rock.
Aye.
You know,
if you don't know who Becky Lynch is, I'm going to assume you have a life and you don't watch wrestling.
Unfortunately, we watch wrestling and we don't have lives. Apparently so. Anyway, Becky Lynch wins. Why they did this, I do not know. I mean, why not just have Bianca Belair beat Carmella, then have Becky come out and challenge her to a match this Friday on SmackDown, and boom, there you go. You know, like, just didn't make much sense to me doing this. But here, I mean, who cares? Bianca Belair was a shit champion anyway. Everyone's crying. Everyone's blaming CM Punk for Bianca Belair getting buried here because they had to bring Becky Lynch back. But yeah, Becky Lynch wasn't the... Let's be real, right? If Becky Lynch was the man, she'd be returning at the end of SummerSlam, right? She returned halfway through the card because the real man, we'll get to in about 5 minutes' time.
Yep. What match was after this? It was
Jinder Mahal.
Right.
Without Shanky and Fear taking on Drew McIntyre.
Right, McIntyre won. He whipped his sword at the end. Good night. Is that all we're going to say in this? Because I don't. What's the point? Mm-hmm. Then we had probably the best segment of the show. Nakamura, some guy, I can't remember what his name is, singing his song, and Pat McAfee
Matt Box
pissing off Cole. I liked it. It was entertaining. We move on.
No, yeah. It's, how can the best thing about the show but Pat McAfee jumping up like a fucking retard on the announcer's desk? I don't understand how that's the best thing, but it was. You know, he's playing the air guitar. Nakamura's going mental with the belt. Why they had this, though, I don't know. Nakamura never even had a match. He just came out to show off the belt. Didn't make much sense to me. But here, that's what happened, you know, so.
Yep. Next up, we had... Was it Miz and Morrison?
No, next up we had Charlotte Flair versus the champion Nikki Ash versus Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship.
Yep, and that was an absolute shit show because no one in this house gave a fuck about it. Charlotte wins her, 97th title?
Yeah, but they took about 87 off her, so, I mean...
Alright, yeah.
That's her officially now at 12, and she'll probably catch Ric Flair 16 by the end of the week, so, you know. Why? What was the point? Why have Nikki Ash win? Unless they've realised that Nikki Ash's whole... Maybe they just think Nikki Ash's whole thing has been shit, you know, they might think it's... Nikki Ash's whole run's been a failure, which it has been terrible, but it just doesn't seem right to me just to put the belt straight back on
Charlotte.
Yeah, I just don't really get that. I mean,
you want to talk about a transitional champion? This is exactly.
It's like they wanted to take title reigns off. It's almost as if they wanted to take a few title reigns off her just so they could give her the belt tonight.
Yep.
And they wonder why people complain. Like, I don't really give a shit. I mean, who is the belt? But it's just annoying. See if they want Charlotte to be the champ, why not just let her have a lengthy title reign? I wouldn't have an issue with that.
I know.
But it's so annoying to see her fucking lose just to win it
and
back.
it's not like a hot potato cool action scene. This is entertaining like the Attitude Era. I mean, it's just fucking.
It's a Charlotte Flair show, and Raw is shit. I mean, Raw is fucking shit. Every Raw match on this disappointed, apart from the main event, which I thought would disappoint. Well, no, the tag team match. The tag team match was alright. Like, but yeah, we'll move on to what's next, and that is
Edge versus.
Well, by the way, Charlotte Flair, 2 massive moonsaults. Why, I do not know. Second one looked like it almost killed Nikki Ash. I mean, she pulls off these moonsaults every night on Monday Night Raw. So why, when she does it at a pay-per-view, do they make it as if it's something that we've never seen before when we see it every week? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Alright, next up we've got Edge against Seth Rollins. This was a good match. Edge came out to the Brood theme. No one popped for it. We popped for it.
Yeah, it's because I think barely anyone in the arena knew what it was. Probably never seen that Attitude Era before, so...
Would you agree this is match of the night? Or?
I thought it was match of the night up to the main event. I think the main event topped this, if I'm being honest.
Alright, yeah. I think the end of this match was very weak.
Yeah, but the end of the day, right? I care more about Cena Reigns than I do Edge Rollins. Plus, it was for the belt.
Yeah, I tell you what, see if Rollins won this, I'd probably called the match shit, so...
Plus the added return, I think, of Brock Lesnar. I mean, that combination...
Yep.
You know, plus I legit thought Cena for a second was going to win. So, yeah, I think if you're invested in a match and it's good, you're going to prefer it over a match that you're not invested in, and it was great. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, Edge versus Rollins was the match I was most looking forward to. But to me, this was almost billed. No, I'm not saying the card was shit, but I think this pay-per-view was almost billed as a one-match pay-per-view, one-match show. For me, for Reigns Cena not to be the best match, it would have had to have sucked. I think Reigns Cena was always going to be the best match unless it was terrible. Yeah. And it wasn't terrible, it was good, so I mean, that's the second match of the night for me, second best, no doubt about it. Good match, but yeah. Edge won with a sleeper hold. Throughout the match, Rollins was targeting the neck. Edge then targeted the neck of Rollins in return, hit a nice swinging neck breaker off the top rope. Every time Rollins went for the curb stomp, he missed. Edge kept countering it. Even the last curb stomp attempt, Edge rolled onto his back and held his foot and spun him around, got him in the educator. Michael Cole somehow can't even call action that's happening right in front of his eyes, but he can remember a submission move from about 18 years ago. Madness, absolute madness there. And then Edge wins. Edge applies Chris Benoit's crossface as well. Sloppy execution of it, to be fair. I don't think I've seen anyone apply. Maybe it's because Benoit had like short arms, big arms but short arms. It kind of worked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every time you see, or maybe just because Benoit was probably the best technical wrestler of all time. Maybe he just knows how to fucking apply a hold. Edge wins with the sleeper. Have you any thoughts, or am I just rambling on talking shit?
I thought he gave mine.
Well, give him more.
I thought it was a good match. I liked seeing the Brood gimmick, and it was.
Like, this isn't your football review where you say 2-1 good night. It's like any.
I literally wasted a minute to start this match talking about it, and just because you went on for 5 minutes doesn't mean I have to, right, dickhead? Anyway, good match. Let's move on. Right, next up, I think we had the worst part of the fucking show. If it was in this order, but that whole Miz Morrison and hey yo, we thought we were getting Scott Hall or the NWO or anybody relevant, and it's just, why are Miz and Morrison acting like they're fucking petrified of water?
Yeah, it's a fucking. So Miz and Morrison get to the ring, and then they think each other's got this new Super Soaker 2000 or whatever the fuck they called it. But the thing is, then Xavier Woods comes out with it, and it's like a big fucking massive tank. Well, not a massive, but it's big, right? This thing's pretty big, and there's just no way Miz and Morrison could possibly know that the other one didn't have it, right? It's not like you'd fit this in your pocket. This was relatively big.
It's not like you're fucking carrying a pistol in your
leg.
Pen,
you know what I mean? Like, and then he starts soaking him, but it was weird. He had the hair like Scott Hall. He had the toothpick in like Scott Hall. He was wearing a Wolfpack shirt almost, but in the version of the New Day. He was speaking like Scott Hall. He even said "Hey yo." So I'm assuming we're getting Scott Hall. I'm thinking Scott Hall's about to come out with a couple of beers and start soaking Morrison and Miz. Start splashing them with some Budweiser, but didn't happen. It was just Xavier Woods soaked them. They ran to the back and then Xavier Woods celebrated. Maybe Scott Hall's dead and we don't know about it. Why did they pay tribute to Scott Hall tonight?
That's just fucking weird. Like, everything was Scott, the chains.
I mean, I'm not necessarily complaining, but it's just, see, when you think you're going to get Scott Hall and then you don't, you're just stuck with Xavier Woods, and that is something to complain about, in fact.
Yeah, it fucking is. Next up, though, something not to complain about, an actually decent enough Goldberg match.
I take it back. I thought this match was going to be shit. I thought it was going to be a spear fest, probably over within 2.5 minutes. And it wasn't a classic by any means. Goldberg almost killed Lashley, thrown him off the top rope.
Definitely the best Goldberg match since...
It's retarded.
Well, no, I'd say the one against Lesnar at Mania was better. Like,
Would you?
aye.
Anyway, Goldberg throws Lashley off the top rope. Lashley like almost breaks his neck.
I tell you what, I would not have liked it if it was the other way about. There would have been
Because Lashley has like the
athleticism.
yeah, to like kind of turn and avoid death. Goldberg would have just been like the Titanic, straight fucking head first to the bottom of the ocean.
No, who'd have heard on?
Aye, and then he does a spear on the outside, and Bobby Lashley cracks the back of his head off the ring post, and this seemed to piss Lashley off because then Lashley just kept doing spears on Goldberg, and the way he was doing them was like it was just Goldberg was like flying over Lashley's body and planting himself head first, like getting tombstoned into the mat. I was like, what the fuck? Then he starts working on the leg of Goldberg. He tries to get him in the hurt lock. Goldberg powers out. Looks fucking about 60 years old. Even when Goldberg was during his entrance, he looked gassed and he was limping. So I thought this match had no hope, but it actually turned out alright. But in the end, Goldberg's leg, he just couldn't continue. The referee called the match. He wasn't able to carry on. Then Bobby Lashley continued to beat him up with a steel chair. Goldberg's son, Nick Goldberg, or is it Nick? Cage Goldberg comes in.
Oh, Gage
Goldberg comes in, jumps on Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley puts him in the hurt lock. Knows it's him. MVP then grabs the mic and says that he didn't know it was him.
It was just some guy.
Then anyway, MVP says, still the champ, Bobby Lashley. Goldberg starts screaming at Bob, I'll kill you! He probably wanted to add in a few extra words there, but
expletives, but
we're
PG.
Yeah, we'll not mention them, but I believe he wanted to borrow a few words for Hulk Hogan during this post-match rant.
God damn, Bill. I thought you were better than that, son.
Yep, well, you'll fit right. Well, it's weird how they like Goldberg in Saudi Arabia, isn't it? I must know he's a Jew.
Look at Heyman, though, and that's pretty well known he is a Jew.
Well, I suppose. I suppose they're damn.
How much they're fucking paying Bill for the level of work he's doing? They must have some suspicions of what's going on, like.
You dirty Jew.
Damn. Said, and a Saudi Arabian, no us.
Aye. That was no.
Right. Anyway, next.
Bill Goldberg. What a match!
Main event.
No, all joking aside, it was good, right? The stoppage. I was a bit annoyed at the start, at the end when it was a stoppage victory because I thought, you know what?
I'll tell you what. I'd say it was probably the match that entertained me the most.
Because I thought
not the best, but probably.
When it originally stopped with injury, I thought, damn it, they've just kind of wasted Bill Goldberg's best match in ages. But then with the ending. And with his son, they're obviously setting up here. They're going to Saudi Arabia in October, and they're obviously, planning on doing a rematch here. So.
But it's so stupid. Like, what, Goldberg's just going to sit in his house for 2 months? Oh, you never killed my son, but I'll just sit in my house.
No, he'll probably come on Raw in a couple weeks and have a face-to-face. And hit him with a dodgy spear. Who knows?
Right, anyway, main event time. Big John versus Roman Reigns. This was weird. Reigns dominated, for 5 minutes. Then
wait. When they do have the rematch, though, I don't think they'll work this kind of match again. I think it will be back to the Spear Fest.
I think it will be, right.
Right, main event time.
Aye, Reigns dominates for the opening 7 minutes. Then Cena dominates. Hits him literally with everything.
Hit him with everything he's got. Went for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Reigns countered it into the guillotine. Cena managed to get out. Then hit the 5-knuckle shuffle. Then hit the attitude adjustment. Didn't get the win. They were fighting on the outside. Then Cena hits an attitude adjustment through the announce table, throws Roman Reigns back into the ring again, only gets 2.5. Then Roman Reigns goes for a spear. Cena counters it. Reigns into the turnbuckle post. Cena grabs him, puts him onto the top rope. Off the top rope, and this was the moment I actually felt Cena had a chance of winning it. I wasn't 100%, but I thought this actually might get the win here, but it didn't.
No, but it seemed like Reigns kicked out of a lot of stuff, but Cena didn't.
Yeah, I mean, and once Reigns kicked out of the attitude adjustment off the top, I was thinking, well, that's
well, what can John do here?
That's how can... I mean, the only other thing...
Hit him off the top with a bowl of cereal
Yeah,
or
the only other thing you could really do is make him tap, and I didn't see that happening. So yeah, Reigns kicked out, and then Reigns hit about 10 Superman punches, then hit one spear, and that was enough to beat John Cena. A good match. Seeing you think that this is the first match John Cena's worked in how long?
Fuck, over 2 years.
I mean, very good match. Cena's obviously been, training or whatever, or I don't know, maybe it's just an actual, but I didn't think it would go 23 minutes either. I thought it would be a lot shorter than that, but nah, Cena, fair play to him. in my opinion, the best match of the night. And then, when we think it's about to go off the air,
Down and down and down.
Brock Lesnar, WWE's answer to CM Punk returns with his man bun, gets in the ring. The man bun fears Roman Reigns, or Roman Reigns fears the man bun. Paul Heyman squealing like a big fat walrus. No, Brock, Roman, don't do it. They leave the ring. Roman leaves the ring. Obviously doesn't want any part of Brock. Brock then's left in the ring awkwardly by himself, jumping about on the spot, doing his whole Brock Lesnar gimmick routine. And then it goes off the air. I would have liked to have seen Brock hit a accurate F5 on Roman, or even, you get Cena getting back to his feet and Brock hits an F5 on him.
I'll tell you what, no, what I'd actually rather tell you, I forgot to mention it in the last match, but see the way Lashley was battering Brock? Goldberg? Why not have Brock help Goldberg? And that can set up Lashley Lesnar? Because
they obviously want to do Lashley.
Yeah, I know they want to do that, but I'd rather see Lashley Lesnar than Reigns Lesnar again.
Well, I'm hoping sooner or later we get Lashley.
No, but I think that was the perfect time. But then Goldberg thingy was never going to end the show, and you were never going to end the show without Brock if you're going to have him return.
True.
So anyway,
but I don't think you need Brock Lesnar's return to end the show if you've got Roman Reigns Cena in the main event. That's my opinion.
No, you don't. But I feel like Vince thinks like that.
I think if it was all the way about, I think if Lashley Goldberg was main eventing, then obviously you need.
You need Brock's return.
I don't know. To me.
Anyway, though, that's it for the review, guys. We're dead. It's what, 20 to 6.
As for the 20 to 6.
I've been up 24 fucking hours, so I want a bit of credit here.
I'm getting up for work in about 3 hours time as well.
I'll be getting up about fucking 12 hours time.
Overall rating for the show,
I'll give it a 4. That might be high, but I feel like there was some pretty
No,
good
I'm giving it a 5.
Alright, no, you know what? I could give it a 5, but the bad was bad. The good was good, but the bad was bad.
What was really that bad? Alexa Bliss, Eva Marie, Drew McIntyre, Mahal, and the women's title threat.
Yes.
I thought that the opening tag match was passable.
I didn't like the finish at Edge thingy.
Priest Sheamus was just bored as fuck. Like, was it bad?
I didn't like I thought the Miz Morrison stuff, honestly, alone takes like 2 points off it.
To me, the last three matches saved this show.
I didn't really agree with the whole Becky Lynch stuff.
No, I don't agree with that, but I couldn't really give a shit about Becky Lynch, to be honest. I'm giving it a 5. He's giving it a 4. You've got a 4.5 rating, guys, for SummerSlam. And to be
the
honest,
highest rated show we've gave to current wrestling.
In current wrestling, that's about as good as it fucking gets. So enjoy it, guys, and until next time. I don't know. I think we've uploaded about 12, 13 wrestling vids today at least.
So fucking check them all out, mate.
Yeah, go check them out, and until next time.
Peace.